Okay, this is week 6 in CIS 180. This week's task, you're going to be doing a gas mileage calculator in Visual Basic, taking a quiz, and then also I've posted a discussion at the bottom. If you have any questions or concerns about the assignment, you can look at that every day and read each other's posts and try to help each other as much as possible. So let's go ahead and go to the case project that was downloaded for this. And by the way, this is in the gas mileage calculator, and the download file solution, both, or download file is what this one is. It's a gas mileage calculator. In this case, you're going to create in Visual Basic 2008 a solution that calculates gas mileage for an automobile trip. This program will test the validity of the input. So first of all, you'll create a new project called gas mileage, design the form, and you're going to design the form to look like this. And if you're looking at the document in Word, this case 4 should show you a picture of this basically. That's what it's going to look like. Then you're going to declare some variables that's going to load on the form. A double variable for starting the odometer value, a double for ending odometer value, a double for gas or gallons added, a double for calculated miles driven, and a double for calculated miles per gallon. Because the variables will only be used when you click on the Calc button, you're going to declare them as local variables inside of the event procedure. So, first thing we're going to do is double click on the Calc button once it's been added to your form and it's been named properly. And you're going to validate the event here by using the try parse method. The user enters in a numeric value for the starting and ending odometer reading. If the text box value is not a number, display a message explaining the error, then put the focus back into the text box with that error came from. You're going to use the exit sub statement to leave the click event if there was an error. And so to double click, once you double click, here's the code that you're going to put in. If not, double.try parse start text box dot text start val, that is the double. So if I was to go into the code real quick, notice the variables are declared in the button, the 5 doubles. If double try parse, what it's going to do is it's going to test to see, test the string. In this case, it's the text box, start text box, and then the result is going to kick back as a double. So if it's not a double, meaning it's going to error out if they type in anything but a number, it'll put a message box that'll say you must enter a numeric value. It uses the OK button and an information icon. Focus back on the start text box and select all. If it passes that test for the start text box, and by the way, that start text box is this one right here, then we're going to go on to the end odometer value, which is end text box. So let's go there. Same test, except this time we're testing the end text box, bringing it in double, plugging it in the double if it's successful, if it is a number. Up here, plugging in the double start val if it was a number. Then, if it is not a number, it's going to kick out the same warning as the one prior. You must enter a numeric value, focus on the end text box, and select all. Then lastly is the gallons text box. This is where they enter how many gallons of gas was added. Another test here for that using a double.try parse. If it's not numeric, kick out an error. And then focus on the gallon text box, and the gallons text box, select all. Then here's another test. If end val is less than or equal to start val, meaning that the ending odometer is less than or equal to the beginning starting odometer, it's going to kick out ending odometer must be greater than the starting odometer. Focus on start text and select all in start text. Here you'll notice it's exiting sub on all of these if statements. If we didn't exit sub, it would go on to the next function, which we don't want it to do. So we'll say it does pass that test. Then if gallons is less than or equal to 0, it's entered here. Gallons must be greater than 0. Focus on the gallons text box and select all. Exit sub. Now everything is validated up to this point. Then the input is valid. They are numbers. They are valid within the ranges. And now the calculations occur. End val minus start val becomes miles driven. Miles driven divided by gallons becomes MPG. MPG dot toString becomes the label. And so if we go ahead and run this real quick, I'll go ahead and put in a low mileage here, starting with maybe a newer car, 123 miles, ended with 290 miles. Gallons added to the tank, we'll just put 10. Calculate 16.7 miles per gallon, 70 miles per gallon. Clear screen, exit. Remember, this one does, it's going to convert, the N2 is going to convert that number output-wise to a decimal value. And in this case, it's going to be 16.70 is what it was. As a reminder, always put in your, well, I forgot to go over the code for the clear button. Pretty simple there. Just using the name of the text box .clear. I'm sorry, name of the label .clear. Text box equals empty quotes. So it's going to clear, empty quotes on the label, clear on the text boxes. And as always, at the top of the form, make sure and put your information as we've been putting each week. And I believe that is it. Once you've finished and you've saved and run and tested everything fine, as always, you're going to take the project wherever it's located on your computer. On my computer, as yours should be as well, it's probably going to be in the My Documents area. Visual Studio 2008. Projects. There's a gas mileage folder. I'm going to right click and compress that. Send to compressed. That's the file I'm going to upload into this week's Dropbox for week 6. That's going to go into week 6 Dropbox. So you've got the gas mileage calculator we went over. Also a note, I did post in here or updated the PowerPoint file. In Chapter 4, Making Decisions in a Program, there's a new file I've added all the subsequent weeks. It'll have the name of the file. It'll be a number generally, but at the end of it will have .ppt, and this is Chapter 4 PowerPoint presentation, which I encourage you to watch along with your reading, as you always do. And quiz, as always, up to 3 chances on that one, and highest score out of the 3. And then week 6 discussion, in here. I'm going to try to put one each week from here on out. Just posting any discussion about this week's assignment. If you have any questions, post them here. Please read and reply to others' posts as well through the week. And I did make note of this already on the announcement, but we had, for this week, scheduled on Sunday, this last week, online office hours, and Eagle's having issues with that, so I'm looking at another option for us to use. And so be checking your email each day, and if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you next week.